Hello and welcome, Magic lovers. For this week's deck, I've decided to revisit Rashmi, Eternities Crafter, one of my favorite commanders. I think it benefits a lot from the unbanning, specifically Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time. The deck really likes these Delve cards that have huge mana costs, but actually only cost 1 or 2 mana, specifically Dig Through Time, because the deck wants to play at instant speed. I took my old deck, I revised it quite a bit, took some things out. Obviously Sylvan Library had to go, added some things in, obviously Mana Drain, missing that? Mana Drain, is that not in here anywhere? Oh, there it is, Mana Drain, it's just not in alphabetical order. Mana Drain, obvious auto include. Soul Ring and Mana Crypt I think are really good for ramping out that Rashmi. Cut a lot of the mana elves that were in the deck. Brainstorm and Ponder and Preordain, still quite good. Brainstorm especially, because you can use it to set up Rashmi. And there's, I cut out most of the cute cards. There's still a few of them, like Prophet of Crufix is a little bit too cute probably. Prime Speaker I probably should have cut, since I cut a lot of creatures. We'll leave it in for now, we'll see how it goes. I added in Torrential Gearhulk, a deck that wants to work at instant speed, therefore has a bunch of instants in the deck. I think this could be pretty good. It's finally dropped in price by quite a bit. There's a whole bunch of X spells over here, because the mana cost can be very high. Yeah, so I think it's should be an interesting deck. Let's, I think there's a few defects I see. I probably should have cut the Green Sun Zenith. We'll leave it for now. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll revise it as we go. Let's take it to some games. Alright, I got a match. I am on the play. Playing against Narset. I have a Soul Ring and a Mana Crypt. Let's keep this hand. Yeah. I have to use the Cavernous Soul on whatever Rashmi is. Elf, I guess. Do I do that now for their Soul Ring and save the... Nah. We'll use the Windswept Heath. Get our Volcanic. Play the Soul Ring. Say go. It's not a strong reason to play the Crypt right now. Do I play Rashmi into whatever they're dealing with? I guess if I'm not drawing a land, let's go for it. Should I name Wizard? Druid? We'll go Elf. They might have a way to deal with her. Countering on her is not one of those. If I have nothing to play on my turn, I can play the Mana Crypt just to draw a card. Yeah, let's play it. Alright, I drew an Ancient Tomb. I got a lot of painful mana. I can't play this Dig Through Time. I can only play the Mana Drain. But might be good enough. Alright, my opponent plays Wasteland and goes straight for my Cavern of Souls. Interesting play. I think it's fairly obvious that I'm not dealing with much here. And if they hit the Tropical, I might not draw in anything else. I'll go heads. I lost. Alright, we got colored mana now. That's fantastic. Probably gonna Dig Through Time if my opponent doesn't do anything. Opponent plays Volcanic Island and says go. Let's crack this. We shouldn't have any responses. Let's get Breeding Pool. Yes. We'll throw away 2 lands here. Guess those 2. So even if they deal with Rashmi, I get the trigger off of Rashmi. Unless it's a land. They could counter the Dig Through Time. Counter the Dig Through Time. Okay. I can't counter this. I guess you can counter the spell. Alright, it's a land. Heads you on the flip. Alright, let's play the Reflecting Pool. We've got a Teferi live now. My opponent doesn't do anything. Alright, they play Sacred Foundry tapped and say go. I'm going to go for it. I don't have any counter mana up, but Teferi's still good. The Rashmi trigger is great. They haven't dealt with Rashmi yet. If they want to counter Teferi, that's fine. Alright, they're remanding Teferi, which is fine. Alright, Oracle, which is fantastic. Alright, drawing a Logic Knot. Do I keep losing that? Alright, no mana on top of my library. I could play the Teferi now. I don't think I want to do that. At least we're doing more damage. Well, we're breaking even right now, but we're slowly pulling ahead on the Mana Crypt damage. Mana Crypt hasn't done much mana-wise for me. Alright, so we're going to get this Lotus Cobra for free. Alright, the Counterflux. That's fine. We're going to play a land, get a land. We lost the flip again. Alright, can I do anything with that mana? I could play a giant Woodland Bellower, but I don't really want to do that. So, we're not going to use the mana now. I still want to play it, I think. Just because if there's something, a land on top of my library, I'm going to want it. I get this free remand if I cast anything. So, we'll see if I might like use Cryptic to bounce a land and draw a card and use the remand to counter something. Or something like that. Opponent's running out of time. Alright, there's Cavernous Souls. That's unfortunate. So they're going to be able to play Narset. My Treachery does nothing. Alright. Cryptic's pretty mana efficient, and then I don't have to... I can just draw the... I'm going to Cryptic. It's a little weird. Draw a card. Return this. I could cast the Remand to just draw a card. I'm gonna not cast it. I lost the flip again. Jesus, that's ridiculous. Alright, Green Sun Zenith is no good, unfortunately. I'm going to Woodland Bellower for something, mostly as a giant blocker. Puts the Green Sun Zenith away. Well, I draw the Green Sun Zenith, which is fine. For 0, it's worthless. I mean, I can get... I can get Turn a Witness and get back to Teferi. That's actually really good, isn't it? Let's play this island. Oh, I should have played my mana. I could have... Yeah, well... Yes and no. We'll play it green. Pick green. I don't think I have anything for 1 mana. No creatures. And I want to leave all my mana open. So let's just say go. A lot of counterspells open. 3 total. So whatever they get off the Narset, I should be able to counter if it's anything good. And then the Woodland Bellower blocks Narset really well. They don't attack. I can Teferi end a turn. I actually have 10 commander damage. That's funny. Alright, they replayed the Sacred Foundry tapped. They're not attacking. So I'm going to Teferi, spending more life. Miscalculation. Okay. No. I'll just draw that. Don't want to draw 0 cards and discard 1. Can I please win the flip? Thank you. Let's attack with this Woodland Bellower. Need to pressure my opponent's life total. Oh, no. There's no reason to... Oh, because they get the first strike damage? I don't look at this forest here. Alright. So play land. Blue, play land. Blue. Do I want to click now? I could get a creature. Jace doesn't count. Yeah, Green Sun Zenith does not seem great. Trying to decide if I want to click. We'll go ahead and click. We'll click them. Spell Pierce, Jace, Daze. Play around the counter spells. Let's take the Jace. Oh, geez. Well, I guess I'm remanding that, huh? That sucks a bit. Alright, is my opponent attacking? I will 1000% block. They kind of have to, don't they? What are the exiled cards? Mana Leak 4, Magma Jet. Alright, that doesn't really do anything. I do have to play around the Magma Jet, though. That was a really bad block. They can actually stay in. They gave in anyways. It was a really bad block. I just kill, or they just kill all 3 creatures because of the first strike. None of these have any toughness. I didn't add that up right. Interesting. I don't know if they had another mana. Their flip off of Narset was pretty bad. If they didn't have another mana to play the Temporal, they had 2 counter spells. Those are pretty good, actually. I only have the 1. So, but they gave in anyways. Alright, so I've identified these cards right here. Green Sun Zenith was pretty bad in my hand the last game. Court of Calling, Prophet of Krufix, Prime Speaker Zagana, and Woodland Bellower. These are all remnants of when this was a lot more creature-based, because I was doing a lot of creature ramp, and I cut most of that. And I thought some of these might still be okay, but most of them, except for Court of Calling, all the rest of these are all huge mana sorcery speed spells, which are not really what you want to be doing with this deck. And a lot of them are dependent on there being a decent number of creatures in the deck, which there are much fewer now. So I'm going to remove these, and instead I'm going to play a bunch of extra turn spells. There's still sorcery speed, but you can use them with Rashmi, get a trigger, still get an extra turn. Excellent spells. We had another Rashmi pet deck that I played in the past that worked really well with extra turn spells. Temporal Mastery especially, because you can cast it for 2 mana, but it counts as 7 mana for Rashmi, so that's awesome. And then Misdirection was missing from the deck for some reason, and I wanted to fix the lands a little bit, give myself a little less colorless. All I really saw that stood out was this Nykthos. I mean, there's still some permanents and stuff like that, but we're not really permanent based, so I'm just going to cut the Nykthos and do an island instead. And so let's try this out. Alright, I got another match. I am on the draw, playing against the Gitrog monster. I'm going to keep this. This is a fine ish hand. Tapped Overgrown Tomb. I'm not sure I can beat the Gitrog monster. I am not a ramp deck. I don't have that good at control elements. Daze might be okay. But there's a couple ways that they can get around the daze. Winding Caverns might be another thing I can cut. We want to filter out lands, so we'll go ahead and play this Winding Caverns. They're going to have a ton of removal for Rashmi. So I'm not super interested in just playing Rashmi on turn 4. Cavern of Souls is not very... On human? Okay. Tireless Tracker? Well, that's pretty good. Alright, so let's, yeah, I'm going to get a Breeding Pool. I might want the Volcanic in case I need to pick up a land. Well, whatever. 2 life is... They're not going to beat me by 2 life. They're going to beat me by an overwhelming board presence. And I draw a land regardless. Alright, let's play lands they go. Alright, there's a Thespian stage. Definitely pretty threatening. I can't repeal the Tireless Tracker yet. Alright, Force of Will. It's okay. We'll just say go. Tech Edge. Wow. Alright, they're drawing their card. I'm going to repeal that thing in response. Hoping to draw a blue land. Feel like I could use more card draw. Alright, well that's pretty good. We have Force of Will up now. And we might be able to Winding Caverns and protect with Yavimaya. No. No, we're nowhere near doing that. But we can play Rashmi and protect it. More than one way. Alright. Tireless Tracker's doing a number on me. Do I want to counter that? I feel like that's not very good. Alright, well, I'm not countering that. Alright, they do have an extra land to play, and it's a fetch land. So that's a little bit gross. Alright, so let's play the Hollow. Let's play Rashmi. We'll say go. Alright, there. Oh, that's not good. Why didn't I counter that? Oh, they played Wasteland. Okay. I still should have countered it. It's fine. They didn't get Dark Depths though. They would have had me if they had just played Dark Depths there. Nothing I can do about that. I guess I can bounce it. Except they've hit 2 of my blue mana already. So let's pitch Cryptic Command. Yeah, this draws me a card. I guess I could have just put it in my hand. Alright, Jace the Mind Sculptor. Too risky to play anything. Just gonna say go. Alright, opponent had Dark Depths in their hand. It's not great. Not super happy about that. They can do it on their end step. So let's go ahead and Supreme Will. I need an answer. And I need it now. I already played Repeal. I mean, I guess I might as well take this. Do I use it on my... I don't have... there's no way I can draw blue mana to... There's not much I can do here, is there? No, there is not. I considered playing Mystic Tutor. I would have had to draw on a blue land. He's hit all my blue lands. So I would have had to have played Oracle Medaya. I only would have one blue land available, and I didn't see anything. Everything's too expensive. Snapcaster is my best shot, but that I don't have 2 blue mana. Cyclonic Rift, I guess I could have gotten. It would have been super risky. I guess we'll play the Oracle anyways. No, I can't. You didn't realize that they banned the Soul Ring. Telling my opponent about the announcement of the ban and that they should check it out because some really crazy stuff was unbanned. Yeah, somewhere stupid. Yeah, Alright, I lost. Nothing I can do. Alright, I got another game. I am on the draw. This is not a keepable hand. This one's alright, I guess. We will put any land to the bottom. Playing against Teferi, Temporal, Archmage. Do I want a Daze? I don't think I do. I already have a 4 spike. Let's put that on the bottom. Alright, Factor Fiction's pretty good. A little late in the game. Might want something to do otherwise. The Breeding Pool's already in my hand. Very small filtering effect. Will I want the shuffle later? We'll keep. We're not gonna. Alright. I might very well want to negate something. Let's go ahead and play the Flooded Grove. I was just going to play the Breeding Pool tapped, but I drew a negate. I'm going to negate it Brainstorm. Alright, and it looks like the opponent played an island and said go. Go ahead and play the Breeding Pool tap now. Say go. None of the new artifacts for Teferi yet. I was concerned that those artifacts would very distinctly benefit Teferi. I'm not going to counter an Explore. I probably should have played the Breeding Pool untapped. Or Reflecting Pool. Even without the Verdant Catacombs tapped, the Reflecting Pool creates blue and green because the Flooded Grove can create those kinds. Alright, opponent does have another land. And they decide to just say go. Alright, that's fine. I'm not going to play Rashmi. I'm not going to play Oracle or Modiah. I'm going to play Factor Fiction end of turn if my opponent doesn't do anything. Chances are, I don't know if they're going to try Teferi. Maybe if they have a Force of Will. Painter's Servant. Alright. Red. Okay. Good. this red tropical island and cast our red Factor Fiction. Red and blue. Delay. Okay. No problem with that, really. Kira. Do we play that? I don't think I do. Delay is much better against counterspells than it is against things like card draw or whatnot. Like this game's gonna go for 2 more turns, so I'm gonna get that card draw most likely. If they counter it, they're countering a 0 mana spell at the time. Alright, opponent casts Merchant Scroll. I'm gonna let him have that. My guess is they're gonna get like Force of Will or something like that. I don't know. Alright, they got Whir of Invention. I got a stack of counterspells I can say no to that with. Factor Fiction goes down to 1 counter. I draw land. That's pretty good. Just go ahead and say go. And I could play Kira. Yeah, I'm going to play Kira. I can't do much else. Let's use this awkward land. We'll play Kira. Alright, Kira resolves. If they go for the Whir right now, I can Force Spike it. Alright, they're deciding to just say go. I guess I got rid of a blue card. That might have helped me with this misdirection. So if they try to go for it right now... Alright, here comes my Factor Fiction. Cast it. Hide the Exile Zone again. Don't around. Looks like they're going to try and counter it. Whir of Invention for 1. Let's negate it. Force Spike them out of the mixture. Alright, that worked out. That could have been devastating if they had a free counter spell and I had gotten rid of my blue card for misdirection. Treasure Crew is quite good. Actually mostly interested in the land. So, yeah, we'll take Rewind and Cryptic Command and the land. And I drew a land anyways, but that's actually fine. I'll trade 2 damage for 1. It's fine. Alright, my opponent is searching their library for a 1-mana spell with the Transmute on Dizzy spell. Never really seen this card before. Obviously they get Grindstone. Oh, that's not great. Well, we do have the Cryptic. Alright, so let's go ahead and rewind this. They don't have enough mana to activate the Grindstone. Alright, they got Flusterstorm. It's fine. I actually could not have countered the Painter Servant. So, nothing we can do here. No. Okay, okay, okay. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, I'm painted in a corner where I have to cryptic one of these two things and then Force of Will on it on the way back down. I could play Rashmi, but that puts me in a position where I'm dead to Spell Pierce, Force Spike, and Daze. So I don't think I want to do that. What? I hit the wrong thing. But I drew a good card. Oh, man. Let's trade that one for a beast. And we're not going to be blocking. Let my opponent know that I misclicked, but then I drew the beast. It's like, wow, that's crazy. I don't know how good that is, but I need that to... I need Teferi to not be on the board right now. So I've already made it through the Painter Servant combo. I don't think I'll see it again. Might be possible. That's actually pretty good. So let's go ahead and play Rashmi. Alright. Opponent didn't understand what I was saying. I'm not going to go to any trouble to worry about it. So I can counter the Teferi on the way back down. I still can. Or can't I? Yes, I can. And I draw a card. And they can't replay it again until they untap that. And then disallow is really good. Opponent knows I have it. Gonna attack. Opponent has one card in hand. for this. Doesn't really matter. Play the Oracle. Draw Wasteland. Gearhook on top. Good to see you, buddy. Wasteland doesn't do anything. Alright, instead they're going to blink of the eye the Mana Vault. I'm going to let that happen. Alright, you got a Mana Vault. They drew a card with that, but it's whatever. Alright, at this point they'd be trading for 3 damage for 4 if they attack. I do have enough mana to cast Gearhulk and Disallow. And casting Teferi will use up all of their mana. Alright, and they realize that. Whew, that one was close. I mean, I was probably still going to get there if I had cast the Cryptic Command correctly. I think I still would have resolved the, the fact that I got it the next turn. Still would have worked. But they might have been able to cast Teferi, actually. So, like, strangely, never do that. I got super duper lucky that I got hit the Beast Within. And, alright, we won. Alright, I got another match. I am on the play. Playing against Teferi. Okay. I didn't think this was the same opponent, but it might be. I'm going to keep this hand. I really should cut this Whining Canyons. I might draw a green land. This fetch land with Lotus Cobra is obviously very good. Lets me really ramp. Alright. Another fetch land is fine. Oops. And, Frozen Grip. Pretty good against the Grindstone Painter Servant combo. Alright. That sucks. But I wasn't going to not play it. Alright, Mana Crypt. Does that do anything? You can play my commander around 4 Spike, but that's it. I could Time Warp, which is just an Explorer. Might draw out a counterspell. Or I could do nothing. Or I could Eternal Witness back the Lotus Cobra, but I'd be using up my Verdant Catacombs. I don't see that as being very good. I could Eternal Witness back a land. Let's just play a land and say go. I could Time Warp. I don't know. It's actually really early, and that might put me ahead a certain a whole bunch. Although I start taking damage from the Mana Crypt. Alright. I could have played Rashmi around that, but there was just too good of a chance that they had something else. They run plenty of 2-mana counters. And they probably still have, you know, something else. Of course. I'm going to play Rashmi. My opponent probably has a counterspell for it. But there's a lot of upside if it resolves. Alright, it did resolve. Alright, Buried Ruin. Grindstone. As soon as I switch tails, I'm going to start taking... Oh, I actually won. Alright. So I don't have 3 green to play Courser and still keep up this Crows and Grip. I believe I need to keep up this Crows and Grip. I can actually use Winding Canyons. Alright, I want my opponent to spend some resources on Painter's Servant before I go try into Crows and Grip. Alright, blue. That's fine. Do I want Courser or do I want Eternal Witness? I guess Courser. First time I've seen Winding Canyons be good. Alright, and I draw a Treasure Cruise. That's very good. And a Temporal Manipulation. Which is also quite good. We'll go tails again. Heads I lost. Repeal, pretty good. I only get a repeal for 0 if I use... Treasure Cruise, cost 4 mana. We'll just say go. I don't have to do anything here. If I try to E-Witness back a land or something, my opponent could counter it, and then I wouldn't have Crows and Grip up. And at this point, my opponent can Whir of Invention. It would cost 3 mana. They'd only have 2 left. So I can Eternal Witness in. Probably get this land, I think. Not going to cast it for 0. Could bounce a Mana Crypt, but what does that do? We'll just get a land. Misty's probably better. Verdant only gets a green, although I do need green more than blue right now. Tails. Heads, I lost. Alright. Play the land. Treasure Cruise now costs 5. I'm not sure if I want to shuffle that Pull from Tomorrow away. If my opponent doesn't do anything, I may want to repeal the Cold Steel Heart. Alright, and my opponent decides to throw in the towel. I think I had a pretty significant advantage there. We both had 5 cards in hand, but my opponent can't play Teferi. They know I have the Cryptic Command. The advantage was largely built on the back of playing Rashmi earlier and getting it to resolve. It would have been very unfortunate if it had been countered, but like I said, the upside was so big. So Wizards actually finally fixed matches for Commander games. You can actually submit. I mean, you go in a sideboard, and it used to be you couldn't submit the deck because it was an illegal deck, and you'd have to wait out 2.5 minutes. So this wasn't actually a match. Wow. All right, I'm gonna keep this. All right, I gotta keep an island. So this is probably not gonna go too well. Hopefully I can get a green land at some point. Way behind in the card advantage race. Alright, Spell Pierce, pretty good. If my opponent plays a big mana rack, I will likely Spell Pierce it. I'm going to Spell Pierce that. Even a little mana rock. I think it's worth it. Alright, Greenland's pretty good. Next turn I could play Rashmi and Misdirection a Counterspell. I don't know if I want to do that. I think I am going to do that. They have 2 counterspells, it's bad, but it gets 2 counterspells out of their hand. Alright, they have a Flusterstorm. So, I'm in a bad way. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm just going to F6. No. I mean, I F6'd. It won't let me F6. Oh, it's 6 now, isn't it? No. There we go. Way behind in cards. Well, I'm 2 cards behind. 3 cards behind. Alright, opponent plays an island, says go. Oh, Winding Canyons. In like 8 turns might allow me to play Rashmi as an instant. I exaggerate, but it's like 4 turns. Alright, opponent wants to play Teferi while they have Counterspell back up. Alright, 1, 2, and then, yeah, 3 more mana required to do that. So at this point I want to draw lands and spells, which is not where you want to be, because I can't draw both every turn. Search for Azcanta. It's actually pretty good. I don't think my opponent played a land last turn. Into the Royal, search for Escanta. Alright, that's fine. Not going to counter that and let them play a free Teferi. Merchant Scroll. That sucks, because they're probably going to get Force of Will, so they can play their Teferi. Dig through time. Okay. It still sucks. So here comes a big dig. Teferi is most likely resolving. Fortunately, they don't have any artifacts to untap and get a big boost of mana. They get 4 target permanents. Pretty sure those cards are bad for me. Can't really afford to... Oh my god. I have to disallow this. Forcing them to counter, using up more of their mana. I don't think it's going to matter. Alright, they counter it. They let it go. That's strange. So here comes Teferi then. Are they just going to Snapcaster? No, I'm not now. Alright, untapping up 4 target permanents. Stasis. Alright, that's too bad. My opponent didn't want to play the third match. It's probably better that it's not all Teferi all the time anyways, but I think I probably could have won on the play and without a mulligan at 5. I think I'm pretty advantaged against this deck. It plays a lot of big mana things, and counterspell decks are pretty good against it. Alright, I got another match. I am on the draw. I'm playing against Kess. I have a very capable hand. Especially on the back of the Soul Ring. There's a Mox Diamond. That's not great. Song of Dryads might actually be pretty good against Kess. And a Jace. Alright. It's a pretty big tempo boost. I can tempo back, kind of, with this Soul Ring. We'll see how things go. Opponent plays and cracks Wooded Hills, gets Volcanic Island, plays Dak Faden. This game is very much over. Yeah, there's no coming back from this. There really is not any coming back from that. Alright, I got another game. This time I am on the play. Playing against same opponent, playing Kess. I actually drew the Soul Ring again, which is fantastic. So, yeah. We'll go ahead and play that Soul Ring. I could have maybe played one of these other lands. Right, opponent plays Temple Malice. I'm a little bit worried about removal. I want to keep Dispel up if I cast Rashmi, so I think it's going to be better if I play the Oracle. All right, I don't know if I want these. I think it's a little late for Lotus Cobra. So I'm going to shuffle. Oh, I already played my extra land drop. Okay. But you see how good Soul Ring can be. And even Mox Diamond was really good the last game. Alright, another land on top of my library is great. 2 lands on top of my library, even better. Play my commander. I could upkeep, bounce the Talisman, but I want to keep Dispel up against any removal. Fatal Push doesn't kill it right now, so I'm not really worried about end of turn shenanigans. Alright, Kess comes down. I am going to repeal this. Draw a card, draw another card, set them back. All right. Let's capture and factor fiction. Let's tap the right lands. Is that right? Oh, I over-tapped. I see. Here we go. All right. So, yeah, I mean, game decided in the first couple turns yet again. Incredible boost from the Soul Ring there. That wasn't even close to fair. Alright, that was a match again. Been having trouble finding games at all, so I'll give it a go. I'm on the draw here, obviously, because that was a match. I have misdirection pitching Temporal Mastery if I need that in the future. I have Mana Drain, which is fantastic. Also a very unfair card. One of the more fair, unfair cards, although the mana cost of it is probably just too low. If you're even one blue, it'd probably be significantly more fair. Alright, we'll fetch a land out. I don't really want to draw more lands, so I can play 2 fetch lands over the next couple of turns and filter out my draws. I don't have anything that looks at the top of my library yet, so... Alright, there's a Strix. Got a Breeding Pool. No reason to pay 2 life. Gearhulk's pretty good. Alright, Demir's Signet. If I counter this, I gotta cast my commander. And I have Misdirection up. Yeah, let's play around days. And so if they go to kill Rashmi, I can cast this Misdirection. Obviously, getting rid of the Temporal Mastery. Long way from playing that. Buried Alive. Alright. I can't retarget that. So it's Pestermite, Jin Gitaxias, Deceiver Exarch. I don't think they want to trade 1 damage for 2. They might. Alright, I do Treasure Cruise, which is pretty good. Gonna go ahead and play this Jace. Draw a card. Probably nothing I can cast off the Rashmi, but that's fine. Mana Confluence, pretty good. A little worried about that Buried Alive, what they're planning on doing with that. I can at least Misdirection a Reanimate or whatever. The Animate Dead, the enchantment, I can't Misdirection that. But this deck wants to play instants and sorceries. Oh, jeez. Alright. Nothing I can do about that. Turn target card. Yeah, nothing doing. So there's Jin Gitaxias. So they get to draw 7 cards. And my hand size becomes 0 at the end of my turn. If it were an instant of sorcery, I could have dealt with it, but not that card. Right. Oh, that's actually pretty good. All right, so you have a forest. Play this. Well, let's draw a card. Probably should have done that first. Oh, I should have cracked the Misty and then drew a card. Could have flipped this. Alright. Let's say go. I misplayed that a bit. I'm not sure how good flipping it really is. Might be better to just wait a turn. Alright. So they get the Deceiver Exarch. That's not great. Oh, because they can untap and I'm dead. Alright. Nothing I can do about that, right? Yeah. Alright, this is game 3 of that match. I think I'm over 7 games, but I'm going to keep it in because... whatever. I've lost count of how many games I've played so far. But might as well keep it in. It's interesting to see the match. Nothing game-breaking this game. Still a keepable hand. I think I lose to this deck on average. And this isn't a great hand. So they have a Soul Ring. So that's less than fun. Definitely cracking fetches here. I could have dazed the Soul Ring. I didn't even think about it at the time. It would have set me back almost as much as the Soul Ring does anyways. I meant to get the breeding pool. I clicked the wrong thing. Alright, I drew Supreme Will. That's pretty good. I don't think I want to be Cyclonic Rifting any Soul Rings. I'm not sure how good Cyclonic Rift is anyways. I guess in the late game it can be pretty good, especially with Rashmi. I think it actually still only counts as 2 mana, even though if you pay 7 mana for it, though. So, I'm not 100% sure that it's a good card. Has something I can daze? Alright, can't daze that. Alright, I am not punished for getting the breeding pool, not getting the breeding pool last turn. So let's get it this turn. Nope. Dig through time pretty good. So I can Supreme Will a Kess. Search for Azcana is going to be a problem, though. Alright, they are Vamp Tutoring. They could just get Cavernous Souls and play their Kess. I'm going to counter it. Leave the daze up. I don't want to daze anything, but I can't actually keep daze Kess. But Cavernous Souls means that if they play that and I deal with Kess in some way, I can't then again counter it on the way back down. Careful Study. Looks like Kess is coming. Alright, they're just saying go. Alright, I drew a Factor Fiction, which is pretty good. You might want to be able to use Kess. Or they might have been afraid of the Force of Will. Can't cast Dig Through Time yet, but Factor Fiction gets me there. Alright, opponent plays Kess. Let's Factor Fiction. I don't know, it's a tough one actually. I'm going to take this pile. Probably Vamp Tutoring. Yeah, definitely Vamp Tutoring. Hard to say what they got. Probably an instant or sorcery that they can cast twice. Be pretty good. Alright, do I Rashmi? Yeah, I guess I have this Dig Through Time. And a Daze, which is almost certainly dead. Notably, the Soul Ring turned my Daze off really, really early. All right. Oh. Are they just going to draw the last card in their deck and then draw a card? Should I should have... Cyclonic Drifted, Laboratory Maniac? Alright, let me skip ahead. So on second thought, I should not have Cyclonic Drift, Laboratory Maniac in response. They can't win off Tainted Pact alone. They have to play another spell in response. So I want them to go down to 0 cards in the library, cast the last spell. Is this an instant? It's a sorcery. Right, I drew a command tower. Dazing the Swan Song so that they die from the Gitaxian Probe. Alright, I had no right to win that game. I still think I did the right thing. But my opponent went all in and they probably shouldn't have. But that was fun. So what did we learn this week? Well, I mean, Rashmi is alright. It's definitely not a top tier deck. It's a lot of fun. She's really good. When you get her on the battlefield, she is incredible. And Soul Ring and Mana Crypt definitely help a lot with that and make the deck a little better. It's still not top tier. But, you know, the other things we learned is that, one, I mean, I guess the stagnant environment for so long might be the cause, but I had a lot of trouble finding games. I did all these games over the course of 3 days because there were several times when I wasn't able to find, like on a Saturday afternoon, I sat for an hour waiting for a game, and that didn't used to be the case. And so that's interesting. I don't know. Let me know if you guys are having the same experience in the format. I hope it's not a dead format, but you know, that might be the case. It might be a little too late. The other thing is that it's definitely too little, or actually too much in the wrong direction, because almost all those games came down to somebody playing a broken, stupid card. And then the game was decided by that. You know, even the game 1 against Narset, if I hadn't gotten the Soul Ring and put Rashmi into play early, there's almost no way I would have won that. And then almost all the other games were decided by some stupid card. The last game was actually exception, where my opponent tried to combo off and I actually had the answer in hand. But other than that, you know, I mean... So, interesting deck. I enjoyed playing it. I hope I can keep some games going. Got some other deck ideas, and, you know, I'm a little bit reinvigorated. But if we, you know, the other thing I noticed is I'm mostly just seeing the same old decks. You know, like, obviously the partner commanders are gone, but it's a lot of the same decks still, other than the partner commanders. So I think these really good dumb cards just made the best decks better, which is what I suspected. And so we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll splash in some other formats for diversity. I've been thinking of picking up Brawl, but I don't really want to get into a rotating format, especially when cards like Teferi, the Planeswalker, are so stupid expensive. And then it's just going to drop in value, and it's already expensive enough to play Magic. Just rotating formats just don't sound like a lot of fun to me. But I might dip my toes and play a little bit or something like that. You know, Rashmi's still available in the Brawl format, so I might try her out. Let me know what you think. And I might try some 4-on-4, one for 4-player commander, and mix those in as well if the format becomes too stagnant. The games aren't very interesting. But let me know if you guys are happy to see me back. Let me know, guys, what you guys think, what you guys would like to see. Glad to see you guys again. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.